ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीराम जय राम जय जय राम। 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 जय जय राम जय जय राम। ॐ रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। ॐ श्रीरामचन्द्राय नमः। अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। ॐ श्री हनुमते नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनं। ॐ श्रीचिन्मयसद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ नमः श्रीतुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे। ॐ श्रीतुलसीदासाय नमः। हरि ओम, a warm welcome. Manasa word is very beautiful, and how Ramacharitra is compared to Manasa, meaning Sarovar, is being explained, which we have started yesterday. प्रबंध सुभग सोपाना ज्ञान नयन निरखत मन माना रघुपति महिमा अगुण अबाधा बरन बसोई बर बारी अगाधा. Yesterday we were seeing this particular Chopai. Sapta Prabandha, 7 cantos. Sopana. And how do we have to see it? Jnana Nayana Nirakhata Manamana. With an eye of wisdom. Yesterday we also explained how our attitudes decide our vision. We talked about the ashram, Sandipani, Sadhanalaya yesterday. This beautiful grantha have to be viewed with an attitude for gaining knowledge, and of course we also have to have bhakti. All that is there, but we have to look at it jnana nayana nirakata, with an eye of knowledge. Very important, because without knowledge bhakti is mere sentiment. Very, very important. And without bhakti, jnana is very dry. We will see. How is it? Tulsidas says, Raghupati Mahima Aguna Abadha. The glory of Bhagavan Ramchandra ji is Aguna. Aguna means what? Nirguna. Without any attributes. Why? Gunatita. Bhagavan is Gunatita. However, this knowledge of the real nature of Bhagavan is very deep. Abadha. Abadha meaning there is no hindrance. There is no, what do you call it as, end when you go deeper. It keeps going. It is so deep. What? Bhagavan's Mahima. Baranaba. I will now explain. Soi bara bari agadha. I will now explain this great nature of Bhagavan. Guna, he said Nirguna. But at the same time he says Saguna also is important. Saguna leads us to Nirguna Tattva. So Saguna also is important. So I will now explain all that through what? Through Ramacharita And now he is explaining again. Ramasiya jasa salila sudhasama. This water in the lake, in the Sarovara. How is it? Ramasiya jasa. Jasa means yashas. Salila sudasama. Please remember our yesterday's thought. That, time and again we have to remember. This is a metaphor. A complete, expression of the actual substance of Ramacharita Ramacharitra itself is looked as a Sarovar. That is why it is called metaphor. And the water in that Sarovar is Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji and Sita ji's Sudhasama Yashas. Sudhasama meaning what? Nectarian water, which is the Yashas of Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji and Sita ji. Upama Bichi. Bichi means waves, the ripples. Ripples, and can be a little more when the strong winds are there, a little more waves also you can find in that. What are they? Those are all the similes, examples which are given all through the Ramacharita where it brings a beauty, it adds beauty to the very explanation of the glory of Bhagavan. Vilasa Manorama. One can sport. Vilasa, one can sport in the joy of all these waves, the gunas. Manorama, very, very delightful. Again, remember, all these Tulsidas ji says, one from his own standpoint, because he is so, delighted He is so joyful while he is describing. At the same time, it is also an indication we also must look at it with love, with beauty, with joy. Then you will find that very expressions actually relate to my experience also. Manorama. पुरयिनि सघन चारु चौपाई जुगुति मंजुमनि सीप सुहाई. He says, Purayini Saghana. Purayini means all those beautiful lotus, all those lily, all those beautiful flowers that are there. Remember, yesterday we discussed about all this. We gave a small imagination. Now you have to bring back those imagination. Beautiful lotus flowers are there, lily flowers are there, beautiful leaves, well spread big leaves are there. All of them are making the whole place so wonderful to see. Purayini is this flower. And if you see that flower, the stem of the flower is so long. In fact, the stem of that flower actually begins somewhere else. The flower actually comes out somewhere else. There's a very interesting part here. You will see lot of stems if in case you have a small pond at home and you grow lotus plants and lily plants in that. You will find the stem is too long and it also gets sometimes entangled inside. You won't know the source is somewhere and the flower is somewhere. Like for example, in the Bhagavad Gita. A small example. The seed of the 16th chapter is in the 9th chapter. 9th chapter, the seed is sown. The explanation of that particular Shabda is very much seen in the 16th chapter. So we have to, that is why Jnanam is very important. The eye of knowledge is very important. To go and check where the source is. Where the bija of that explanation is also a very interesting sadhana for all of us. Now look at here. Purayini Saghana. The very, Saghana meaning what? Very, very beautiful, strong expressions. Charu Chaupai. It is there in all the Chaupai. Charu means beautiful, Chaupai. Chaupai, now what we are seeing is all Chaupai. This particular portion. And Chaupai is, that meter. It is the name of one of the meter which has got 24 aksharas in it. And then you will find there are soratas which have got, some of them have got 19, etc. Then you have chandas which have got 19 and 21 letters sometimes. Then you will have dohas, they are all 18 letters. Like that various meters are there. Charu Chaupai meaning here what? Beautiful Chaupai is explained here. Juguti Manjumani Sipa Suhai. Juguti means yukti. Yukti means logic. The logic is also very important. And how do you gain that knowledge through logic? That is beautifully explained. Manjumani Sipa Suhai. The logic which is given in this Ramcharitamanas, the sadhaka should pick it up, meaning what? In that shell, we know how a pearl is formed in the shell. The shell keeps itself open for the manju, that particular drop, and then it closes itself and it quietly remains until that water drop becomes the mani, pearl. This indicates that we have to take what is said here and quietly sit in solitude and contemplate. It's a very beautiful expression. That shell closes itself. Meaning what? that drop of water which has gone inside that shell must not be disturbed by the externalities. One has to constantly, continuously, completely sit alone. And vichara is important. Vichara is very important. And then what happens? That particular thought transforms into manju mani. Mani means pearl of knowledge. Think how beautiful. And through what? Juguti, yukti, logic. In the sadhana panchakam, Shruti matas tarkonu sandhiyatam, Acharya said. One has to Shruti mata tarkaha anusandhiyatam. Anusandhiyatam meaning what? Contemplate, reflect, go after that and understand what? The opinion of the Shruti, of the Vedas. Juguti manjumani sipa suhayi. And Sukrita punja manjula alimala jnana biraga bichara marala. Oh, so beautiful. Oh no, I have left one line. Chanda soratha sundara doha. Now this Ramcharitamanas is beautifully explained in 4 particular meters. First one we saw, Chaupai. Other one is Chanda. We have seen this earlier, in fact, in our introduction itself we have seen. But anyway, Tulsi Dasji himself writes, Chanda Soratha, that is one particular meter. Sundara Doha, beautiful Doha. This is what I said. Chaupai is keep explaining and then it is beautifully added with a flower somewhere. Right? Sometimes the Doha at one point has the basics in the Chaupai elsewhere. All that we will see while going, we will go through all that. Chanda soratha sundara doha soi bahuranga kamala kula soha. What are they? Now see. In case Tulsi Dasji wrote the entire Ramayana only in Chaupai. Even for a common man who is not that very advanced or matured in that Shastra Adhyayana, sometimes all these appears important in the initial stages, at the initial stages. If it is full completely in Chaupai, it will be very monotonous. Is it not? When it is monotonous, normally we lose our interests very soon. This you would have found in any aspect. Isn't it? You require varieties. Let us suppose your wife or your mother or whoever it is who cooks at home says, from today, daily morning, only idlis. No chutney. Only idli. Come, eat idli and go. Daily morning. You will get tired. You will get frustrated, is it not? You require varieties to enjoy. This is at the initial level. Right? Here, Chanda, Soratha, Sundara Doha, along with Chaupai, brings not only varieties, and you can also sing in various tunes, which we will see again all through. These tunes brings a beautiful, it breaks the monotony and brings us a lot of joy. Therefore, chanting of Tulsi Ramayana is so beautiful. Now we are explaining, therefore not much of chanting is what, but when you sit down and chant, let us say Balakanda, full Balakanda I will chant. So beautiful. Let me tell you, Pujya Guruji Swami Tejo Menanji has completely chanted the entire Ramacharita in beautiful ragas. Simple ragas only, it is not that complicated. Very simple ragas, entire Tulsi Ramayana is chanted, it is available in the Chinmaya channel. All of you, those of you who are interested in the chanting, singing, etc., can go and refer there. Coming back, Chandasoratha Sundara Doha Soi Bahuranga Kamala. We also discussed yesterday how in a particular lake, a beautiful garden, normally in a city, let us say, wherever there is a water body, you will always find along with that, because water is available, plants and all will grow very nicely and beautiful garden is always maintained. But in the olden days, there were all these man-made things were not there. Naturally it was beautiful. Naturally beautiful flowers would, grow. And he says here, Soi Bahuranga Kamala, varieties of Kamala here also represents all other flowers. Bahuranga Kamala Kula Soha. So beautifully it is seen. Remember, it is a metaphor. We are comparing Ramacharita to a metaphor called Sarovara. And then he says, what next? Now Tulsidasi. While the chandas and etc. are described, there is something from our side we have to see. How does it affect me? He says, the flower which is projected here, which is explained here, it has got certain important aspects. That is being explained here. Even a flower is explained. Artha anupa subhava subhasa soi paragama karanda subhasa. He says, this particular expression of mine about Ramakatha, it is not just some blabberings. If any blabberings and all, nobody will bother. Is it not? I keep on talking something. Nobody will bother. But it says, it has got a very deep meaning. Aratha. Anupa. It is incomparable. Why incomparable? That wonderful is the logic, the knowledge aspect of this entire Ramacharita. Aratha, Anupa, incomparable. Subhava, filled with lot of feelings. That is very important. Very many people say, Swamiji, why do you take all this katha and things like that and bhakti? Why don't you take Upanishads? Very, very strong in Vedanta Shastra. That is what will take us to Brahman. Jnana devatu kaivalyam, it is said. Therefore, why don't you give up all this? Take Upanishads. The knowledge given in the Upanishads is also found in Ramakatha. And it is there with lot of feelings. Why this feeling is involved? Without good feelings, you cannot enjoy. You must have that feeling of love towards it. See, we human beings, we are basically emotional people. You may disagree with certain thinking of yours, your own way of thinking, but it is not so. In fact, the one who says, I have no emotion, I want only logic, he has got love for logic. That is an emotion. We should not misunderstand. Is it not? Logic is required. Along with that, subhava, feelings are also required. And feelings bring the mind closer to the intellect. And the logic in the intellect, when it is properly analyzed, it brings again joy to the mind. Think, parasparam bhavayantaha. Feelings are also required, logic is also required. Both cannot go without each other. Like the wings of the plane or the wings of the bird, both the wings are equal. Feelings also is equally important. Logic is also equally important. Any one of them have got a problem, the flight cannot take off. The bird will fall down. Isn't it? Is it not? Therefore, one should never misunderstand that feelings are all very sentimentalism. All this bhajan, gijan, Sri Ram Jai Ram, Sri Ram Jai Ram. I want logic. I am an intellectual person. All those people, please note, will not be able to reach what they want to reach. Why? Because it requires love, it requires those feelings. Those feelings, when we say it is not sentimentalism. We are not talking of sentimentalism, we are talking of the emotions, that beauty. That is the first is of course logic. That is why the head is at the top. The second is the heart. Look at when you stand, a human being when he stands, the first is logic, yes, but it is always supported by the heart, the seat of emotions. And then comes the physical body represented by belly. Think. So, and emotions is at the center of both the physical and the intellectual. This emotions is at the center. It caters to both. Think. Therefore, Subhava is very, very important. Subhasa. Bhasa means bhasha, language. Tulsidas ji took to Awadhi bhasha to cater to common, normal people living who are not those great Samskrita Panditas or intellectuals. They are common people. And the indication here is the common simple bhasha also will be able to take a common man to that heights. We have got so many examples, isn't it? In our Puranas, we have so many examples where this high Samskrita bhasha, it is required. To a certain extent, it is required. And for people who want to go deep into the Vedantic inputs in the Upanishads, in Brahma Sutra, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhashya, etc., then Samskrita is very, very important. True. But for a common man to understand Bhagavan, such granthas are very beautiful. So, I am telling you with artha, meaning anupa, which is incomparable, with bhava, with feelings, along with bhasha. There is a beauty in the bhasha also. Now you see, bhasha, when you say, like for example, I'll give you what is that? Mahishasura Mardhini Stotram. Aigiri Nandini Nandita Medini Vishwa Vinodini Nandanute. That ni, the end of that word, or the end of the, here itself we saw in our previous 2-3 chaupais before, all of them, a few chaupais ended with ni, check in your books, and few chaupais ended with si. Is it not? All that was, these are all beauty in the poetry. Bhasha. So that also inspires the reader. Bhasha is also very important. 1. 2. Whoever speaks, in fact, why talk of anybody else? I would talk of Parampuja Gurudev Swami Chinmayananji. Of course, he was a master of literature, qualification. But more than that, the way he used to explain. Out of the, let us say about 8,000 people who attended, approximate 8,000 people who attended his talks, I am sure at least 3,000 to 3,500 people would come there to listen to his English. I was one. I was very, attracted by his way of speaking. Of course, there are some more people who are attracted with his jokes. That is also a beautiful way of attracting people. Many people stuck to jokes and did not take the main matter, subject matter. Some people would come for the subject matter which is beautifully explained. Therefore, meaning is important, feelings are important, and the language is also important. All the three we can find in this Ramacharita Bhasa. Soi parag. Parag is a very beautiful word. It denotes the pollen in the flower. Pollen is such a beautiful part in the flower. I tell you, in my garden, I am a great fan of this hibiscus flowers. Here, why? Here itself, you can. These are all plant flowers from my garden only. These are hibiscus flowers. Now, if you see the pollen here, now these two are one particular type of flower. Same flower. Okay, these two are one type of flower. Look at this yellow flowers. All of them have got pollens. Now see these colors here. The top will be 5 of them. You can check if you have in your house also. Take one hibiscus and then you see. Some flowers you can't see the pollen so clearly. It will be inside. In some of them it will be outside. Beautiful pollens. Beautiful. And then right underneath, there is the juice, beautiful juice. We will be discussing about that also. Pollens, they add so much of flavor, so much of beauty to that flower. And if you see, not the, my English may be wrong right now, the bestest, most. I know my English is wrong. But look at the attitude behind what I want to express. The bestest, most of all the engineers in the entire universe cannot create one single flower like this. Think. It has got so much of beauty in it, so much of perfection. Now you see the color, the color inside, the proportion, the lines, the beautiful lines of the flower. All of them are so perfect. And the petals, you can take one slide calipers and then measure them. It will be perfect. Even the latest innovation cannot bring you this perfection. Think how beautiful. Soi paraga. Now you see in this, there are 3 types. One is Pushparaja. We are talking of this word paraga. Paraga, you can say 3 types. One is in the pollen, Pushparaja, Pushparasa, and Pushpagandha. Pushparaja, it is a dust of the flower. All these small things in the flower. Pushparasa. Rasa is what? That honey. That juice of the flower which is right below, at the bosom. And Pushpagandha, we will see, Makaranda Subhasa, he says, Soi Paraga, Makaranda meaning what? That nectar inside, where the bees would come and take. Subhasa, and the fragrance of the flower. Today, all that fragrance, we try to get it through those sprays, essence, and things like that. But natural flower, natural fragrance, I tell you, it is inexplicable. Soi paraga makaranda subhasa. And then what? Now we just said bees come and take. What are these bees? Is explained in the next line. We will see tomorrow. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om